Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. So happy to have you all. Hello NASCARlo, you're first in. How does it feel? First the worst, they say, but I will say that NASCARlo is first in this stream's heart. Welcome everyone. I hope you've had a great day on this hump day where probably there is not nearly enough humping. But I am happy to have you all. My day was okay, minus the part where my cutest little wolf has scampered out of the Citadel once more to go on adventures and looking for snacks. So they'll be back tomorrow though, so that's nice. Hello, Shadowy Tuna. Welcome. I'm always happy to see a cutie pie like you here. Hello, cutest and most wonderful Death Knight. Oh. I bet you say that to all the Death Knights. Arthas is over there just bathing in your compliments. But yeah, I hope everybody's been doing great. Hello, Cygnus. Hello, Cygnus. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to stream on Monday. I felt awful, frankly. I was so nervous the entire day. Alright, Cygnus, you've redeemed Gribbling noises. Here we go. There you go. Joke's on you, darling. You're the only Death Knight I talked to. Game was rigged from the start. But I was so nervous for my surgery consultation. Like, I took the whole day off, but then, like, I got so nervous and I started feeling sick and I had a headache and everything. And I did the consultation, which went really well. I came into obs gobbling like a turkey. No, it's a gremlin. If I was a turkey, I'd be... See, there's a difference between a gremlin and a turkey. I need turkey here to vouch for this. But the actual consultation went really well. The doctor was very nice. She said that she could get me in sooner rather than later, which is good. She also said my boobs were going to be way bigger than what I first thought. Based on my research, I was like, oh, they're going to be like 325 to 400 cc's. And she's like, yeah, I foresee like 680. And I'm like, wowza. Gonna have the milkers. Operation Mommy Milker proceeds to next phase. But yeah, so that got me really excited. I spent, but I was still feeling kind of bleh after I got home. So the small wolf and I decided to cuddle up and we watched movies together. I showed them What We Do in the Shadows and Detective Pikachu for the first time because I hadn't seen those. And then I looked at so many boobs. I looked at so many boobs because 600 plus cc's is not common for like most easily researched like before and after pictures kind of thing. So I did a lot of Googling trying to find examples of that. And I found an example that went from, I think it was 200 cc's up to 3,000. Hello, Zenobia Nether. Welcome. I'm happy to have you here, just passing by. We'll be doing your weapon later in the evening. I will explain in more detail how the weapons breakdown is going to happen once I'm done with my intro. But yeah, the people who submitted like just one weapon, for instance, are all gonna go before Kano, who submitted 22. So more than half of the weapons that will be rated here were provided by Kano. So 1 second as I put some lotion on my hands. Obsidia puts the lotion on the skin so she doesn't get the hose again. But yeah, so I did a lot of work trying to find it. I think I found some examples of like 650 cc's, which gave me a pretty good idea of what I would be. Basically, probably one of the best ways to describe what my research has come to is my boobs would be roughly Obsidia sized. That would be basically what the 600 plus cc's looks like. So yeah, it's gonna basically have Obsidia boobs. Not Thick-Sidia boobs, but Obsidia boobs. Thick-Sidia boobs are, they're something else. I think Thick-Sidia is probably like 1500 cc's, which I found a picture of, and this girl straight up looked like a bimbofication like poster girl. Like the model, the way they like took the picture of her and stuff, like yeah. Like she's hot, don't get me wrong. I'm all about bimbofication. But she had some huge boobs, like just a ginormous knockers. Fancy. But yeah, so that was the deal with my consultation. And then yesterday, my wolf wasn't feeling well. So we sat down and we watched, what did we watch? Megamind for the first time in forever. Because of all the no bitches memes with him, Yuko was like, I gotta see this movie. And I'm like, I think the last time I saw Megamind was in theaters. Back in 2010 when I was graduating college. So yeah, so that was that, and here we are today. But I hope everybody's been doing well. I'm excited for this. So what is on the agenda for tonight? Well, first of all, gender is a social construct. Secondly, we're going to be doing the Goth and IGF Unlimited Weapon Review Works. Hello, Lokai. God, Lokai, it's been forever since I've seen you. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. So what does this entail? Well, a week ago, I posted a message on my Discord. You learned about bimbofication through hentai. It's always, yeah, for some apparent reason. Interesting. I don't know. Like, for me, as a trans girl, the idea of, like, you know, getting made to be hot girl is obviously very near and dear to my heart. But of course, like, I'm not as much about the psychological aspect of it, because I'm a smart bean, but I also want to be a big-boobed bean. Yeah, I get it, Local, I get it. It happens. But I like the energy of this channel. I've been waiting to peek in for a while. Well, I'm happy you came on by. Yeah, we're a ridiculous assortment of things. I talk about so many things. I haven't even talked about breeding Fenn Boys yet. Where, here we go. Here's a great turn of phrase that I used today when talking about Link getting repeatedly fornicated with by dudes. And I described, somebody was like, Link is an agender bottom, and I stand by that. So I retorted, Link identifies as a dick pincushion, and I stand by that. Hello, Virtual Kato. Welcome. Hello, Dark Elf. Yuko's always a bully, but you're a brat, so you like it. Because turning into a girl is 100% yes, please. I guess, Turda. The Legend of Zelda, Twink to the Past. You're goddamn right it is. I will, you know, if you're new to this channel, one of the most iconic things about Obsidia, she loves a good breedable femboy. It's the golden standard. But thank you, Faraday, for the redeem. Speaking of breedable femboys, here we are. We're gonna summon my brave paladin to help me tonight in these reviews. Ta-da! My Vistalfo body pillow, which I guess I should make larger now that I am bigger. There we go. For those of you who don't know, this is actually my real life body pillow, Vistalfo. I have this exact one. Hello, Alistair Dia. Hello, Red Wings. The stuff I walk into with this stream. This chance to use stand as a lewd line. Pin contains 3 letters. Hello, Saki. Hello, Red Wings. Love you too. But yeah, so about a week ago, I had people submit weapons for me to review. The key criteria was that they had to be not real weapons, so like fake things. And I was leaning towards just silly and or ridiculous things. But I also have had people submit like, you know, their OC's weapons and stuff. And it's all just for fun. Remember, guys.
Monster kill.
Monster kill.
But yeah, so this is the point of it. We had 14 people respond. We received 46 weapons, of which 22 of them were supplied by Kano. So yeah, that's the plan for tonight. We're just gonna go through them. I'm gonna talk about each one of them. I have created a in-depth rubric for how we're gonna rank these weapons. And I also might doodle on them to demonstrate some of my points. Unfortunately, some of the pictures were GIF images, or they were what's it called? Or they were JPEGs, and so I can't doodle on those. But all the PNGs I can. I only ended up really screening out, I think, like 5 weapons. One of which was because it was a YouTube video and it was going to be just too complicated when I learned literally how to use my OpenOffice PowerPoint this afternoon. So, yeah, that's the plan. So we're going to have some of our wonderful BGM, EDM music in the background, brought to you, of course, by The Last Seahorse. You can type in !BGM into chat, and it'll bring up their YouTube channel, where they're an incredible VTuber DJ. Be sure to check them out. Because I have guessed, but I want to say I love your model and always enjoy your Twitter posts as the space trans girl. Space trans girl? What? I'm not space. I'm a Death Knight. But happy to have you, Zenobia. I understand having people around. Be sure to come on by more. I'm everybody's favorite trans Death Knight, possibly your only Death Knight, possibly your only trans. I don't know, but we have a lot of fun, silly time around here, and I hope you come by again soon. If you haven't done so already, you can type !social into chat. That gives you all my links. Give me a follow on here on Twitch. Subscribe over on YouTube, a follow on Twitter, and you can join our Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of our incredible community. I have to look up info on the swords my Mentor's character wielded if you plan a sequel to this stream. Yeah, we'll see if people like this enough to do a sequel. A lot of these pictures I have no context for, so it's gonna be a lot of just me making wild, baseless conclusions. But without further ado, let's hop on over to a different part of the throne room. Ta-da! Here we are. Let's turn on those jams. Not to be confused with those jellies. Oh. Okay. So, where's the fuck is my mouse? There is my mouse. I read that as comfy obsidian for the Twitter one. I read that as comfy obsidian for the Twitter one. So I couldn't figure out how to do a slideshow using this program without it dominating both of my monitors. So I kind of did this as a form of slideshow. But let me know how the music is, if it's too loud, too quiet, etc. I have it adjusted where I think it's good, but I'm always open to change. It's The Last Seahorse, not The Last Jellyfish. Would you watch The Last Jellyfish? So, what are our ground rules going into this weapons ranking stream? Well, first off, there are 3 factors that we are going to use to evaluate each of these weapons. Number 1, the silliness of the weapon. Number 2, the power level of the weapon. Number 3, the wildcard factors. These are basically anything I feel like bringing up. These could be its waifu desirability level, its breedability, the sheer style involved with it, or if it's used by a cutie. Welcome, welcome, New York Snark Exchange. Always happy to have my favorite snark brokers here. Welcome to the stream. Be sure to check them out. They're a wonderful group of face streamers. Some good beans. Great friends of the channel. Welcome. And I would watch The Last Jellyfish too. Let's be honest. Yeah, I would. And there we go. So these, I would not put too much stock into any of the rankings that I'm giving here. This is all just for fun. So it's all silliness. All of them are good weapons. They're all good doggos. So that's just what you need to know going into this. Any questions on my incredibly in-depth grading rubric? I passed all my tests. Congratulations, NASCARlo. You're one step closer to being Fenn Boy General of the Army. Gotta be breedable. You know, some of these weapons are pretty breedable. I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever played Waifu, or like Boyfriend Dungeon, like, I get it. I get it. So, if there aren't any questions about the rubric itself, hello, Scarth Mahart. Happy to have you. We're just about to get started. These are largely in alphabetical order, except up until you get to the letter K, and then I put everybody after letter K because K is all Kano. So, for those of you who don't know, these weapons are basically anything. Some of them are people, some of them are parts of people, you know, and some of them are just good old-fashioned weapons. So, let's start with our first weapon. So Alicia the Holy Priest submitted this lovely weapon. It appears to be a wrist-mounted chainsaw. I was impressed. She provided me, she provided me a GIF of it. I have to say, I'm a fan of this GIF. It's very much ridiculous. Breedability makes sense now. So, wrist-mounted chainsaw. Every weapon is breedable if you're curious and creative enough. Every weapon is breedable if you're not a coward. Oh, hello, Ryan. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Can you please do a shout-out, Cygnus, for Ryan? I would appreciate it. Think twice before you breed this chainsaw. You know what's funny? This chainsaw is actually not the only chainsaw out of the provided weapons. Kano actually provided a weapon which I'd forgotten about existed. I forgot the anime that it was in existed. And it was one of those things I need to go back and rewatch because it was so fucking outlandish. Death and honor intensifies. Thank you so much, Cygnus. I appreciate it. Too much little cis energy, 5 out of 10. Okay, so let's apply our first metric. First, silliness. How silly would you rank this wrist-mounted chainsaw? I would actually give it probably a 6 on the silly meter. Because I think a wrist-mounted chainsaw is ridiculous. Like, how do you even use that? Do you punch with it? Like, that is a very efficient motor if it can run off of that. But it's very 40k. Like, literally, if you're wearing a suit of Terminator armor, you can have a wrist-mounted chainsaw, which also has a molecular destabilization field around it. So, I would give it a 6 on the silly factor. I give it a 6 on the cool points factor as well. It is a pretty cool to silly ratioed weapon. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Who played to iRaider 14? She knows why. I don't know what this is from. So number 2, power level. Wrist-mounted chainsaw in the context of potentially what game it's from. I don't know. Cygnus, it's on a scale. You know, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. It's a 6 on a coolness to silliness factor scale. What is the extent of that scale? Who knows? We haven't hit the bottom. We haven't hit the top. But yeah, so I would say this is probably, I don't know the overall power level of the game or anime it's from. But I'm going to say chainsaw, wrist-mounted chainsaw, probably pretty good. Vis-a-vis like a sword or vis-a-vis nunchucks. I'm gonna give it a 7 on the power level metric. I would say it's pretty powerful wrist-mounted chainsaw. It'd be cooler if it was 2, because then you'd be like, I guess the Femme Wolverine of 40k, I guess, chainsaw lady. So I'd give it a 7 on the power level, and for wild card factors, I'm gonna give it a 13 on the style to breedability metric. It has a lot of style to this wrist-mounted chainsaw, and you know, she looks pretty hot, assuming she's 18 and over. Otherwise, I retract breedability and I will add in style points for the fact of I like her aesthetic. So there you go. If you have any different thoughts about any of my rankings, please feel free to let me know in chat. But that's what I'm going to say for Elisa's first weapon. By the way, for everybody who I could find their Twitches for, I linked the Twitches of the person who submitted the weapon. So if you want to check them out, be sure to do it. You never know with these characters. She's 16, I take it all back then. She is just really cute. Is she in Final Fantasy? Like, I'm constantly hearing about people, like, posting Final Fantasy 14 porn, and they're like, oh, by the way, you know that character's 16. And I'm like, god damn it. Fucking Final Fantasy ruins everything. This is what happens when you're not immersed in a fandom. Fucking Japan gets to you. So a 13 on the badass to style factor. Now this is Elisa's weapons number 2. Oh yeah, I gotta shout out Faraday. Be sure to check out Faraday. She is an amazing streamer with a beautiful voice. Oh, I fucked up that shout out. Faraday V. There you go. Be sure to check out Faraday. She was last seen as a sugar glider. Yeah, at least the porn is aged up. Yeah. That's a whole nother argument. And then also, I already shouted out the Snark. I feel like there was somebody else who came by. Pat Faraday. I guess that's it. The people I immediately recognize. Whatever. So, yeah, Faraday has an absolutely beautiful voice. It is so lovely, so femme. So here we go with weapon number 2. I'm guessing it's this, like, purple energy whip. I don't know if Elisa made these herself or what. I think she does pixel artwork. But it looks to be like some kind of shadow energy whip. So what are we going to say for the silliness factor? I need to unfollow a subreddit because they just posting Shota. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I'm not late. My research into Thick just bent the space-time continuum. It had a gravitational pull, Master Fail. Hello, Mr. Samus. Welcome. Happy to have you here, you stone-cold cutie pie. And Virtual Kano, thank you for the Nia redeem. So here we go. Paws her up, side to side. You know what that means. It's kitty time. Nia. 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 Never forget your kitty time. Right. Sorry about that. I had to switch windows. Here we go. So, for first metric, silliness. What do we have in the silliness factor? I'm actually gonna give this not the highest points on silliness. I'm gonna give this a 3 on the silly metrics. Well, while whips as weapons are pretty silly, I would say this isn't really like as silly as it could be. It's much more trying to be like cool. So I don't know. We'll probably give it like I'll give it a 7 on the coolness factor, but only 3 points of silliness. And then for the power level, it is an energy whip, so that means you can't grab it. And it looks to have a little bit of explosive power to it. I don't know, it seems pretty strong. It also seems very dangerous. I could imagine them flailing randomly and whacking themselves and disaster striking. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it a 6 on the power level metrics. It seems pretty powerful, pretty cool, not very silly. And then for wildcard factors, this is very well animated, and I do like pixel artwork. And I like that it has effects when it hits things. I'm gonna give it like a 12 on wild card factors. So there you go. We got a 3 on silliness, 7 on coolness, 6 on power level, or 7 on power level, 6 on coolness, and a 12 on wild card. I wouldn't mess with this person either. All right, we got another pixel art piece. I'd rate it wild out of wild. I give it 2 gauntlets up. So here we go. We have another pixel animation brought to us by Elisa. This person has like a mecha arm with like a ball of energy and like an energy like cloak thing that they can like wield around, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Once again, this is gonna be I see it Elisa standard of just high levels of cool, not as much silliness. First of all, it is very well animated. So secondly, I'm going to give this an 8 on the cool factor. But I'm only going to give it a 2 on the silliness metric. Hello, Michael. Welcome. Happy to have you. My master of memes. So we got a 2 for silliness, an 8 for coolness. I'm gonna give this seems pretty powerful. Only one way anyone is ever gonna take you seriously. My opinion isn't serious unless I'm small. Okay, Master Fail. We're now turning on, the maximum power level of weapon review. Where is that bean? That's small Cydia, not small Knight Cydia. Here we go. Close that. Trying to figure out how to zoom her little face in more. Hello! There we go. Tiny Cydia Uwu up to 11 you go. Cydia shifting into maximum Uwu drive. This isn't even my final form. Alright, so for power level, I'm also giving it an 8. It seems very powerful. There's a lot of energy beams flying around. I'm gonna say that's pretty feisty. And then shut up and take my oh well. And then finally, wildcard factors. This is very well animated. I actually really like the style of it, like mecha arm thing generating these energy like spear claws and wings. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 14. I'm gonna give it a 14 in wildcard factors. It just seems really cool. I really like this animation. All right, let's go to Elisa's weapon number 4. Oh shoot, must have messed up my order. Heck. I feel like Now I have to, sorry, I have to check something. Did I cut it off? Oh, shoot, I think I might have accidentally deleted it. Well, that's cringe. Well, we'll get to that when I guess we'll get to that when we get there. Okay. Next up, we've got Lunsei Kithir, who has submitted their OC's weapon, which appears to be a scimitar. As well, or it's a falchion. It's a two-headed falchion. Sorry. Reading is hard. It's a two-headed falchion, which I'm assuming is used one-handed on account of the fact that it comes with a shield. So let's go through this. Number 1, silliness. I'm gonna give this actually I'm gonna give it another 2 on the silliness metrics. This isn't very silly at all. It's quite clearly like a very serious weapon. Very traditional. Protogen. You can strap the shield onto your arm. Craft, turn off my uwu inhibitors. But Obsidian, this form is too powerful. Obsidian, do it. 5 out of 5 stars. 5 stars. Hello, Graph Yukiko. Can we have a shout out, please, for my cutest, favorite, most amazing little wolfo? For those of you who don't know, Graph Yukiko is the love of my life. They also are a wonderful small wolf who streams things like War Thunder and Ostfront and Mordhau, and they're hilarious, they're knowledgeable, and they're extra ooh-woo adorable. And if you talk to Dark Elf, they're a big old bully. But thank you for coming out, Yuko. So then for Shadow Eterna. Oh, Eterna, thank you so much for doing this redeem. I want you to know I'm so happy to have you in my stream. And I'm just saying what we've all been thinking. And that's that you, Eterna, yes, you are such a good little protogen. Such a good little protogen. And there's nothing that can change that. There you go! Yay! I like my little fang. If you don't know, Obsidia does have fangs. It's just, they're very small on the model, so you don't see them very much. Okay, so I'm giving Lunsei a 2 on the silliness for her weapon. I mean, for their weapon. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a 7 on. Speaking of Wraith the Maul and Mordhau, 1 point. OP, broken, and lame. That's how I'd rank the Maul and Mordhau. So I'm gonna give it a 7 for coolness because this seems very cool. I like the runes along the scabbard and the shield. It's definitely like very much a serious style weapon. I'm gonna give it a 7 on coolness, but only a 2 on silliness. Sheesh. What would a Yuko say? It's a shit weapon for wankers. Not this weapon, the Maul and Mordhau. So now we come to power level. I'm assuming because there's runes involved, this is a magic sword. So magic sword shield, probably some magic protection involved there as well. I'm gonna give this a 5 of power level. It seems pretty powerful. Without more indicators of potential secondary effects, I'm not sure of how powerful it truly is. Also, hello Avery Sai. If you haven't checked out Avery Sai, an adorably breedable British girl, be sure to check her out. She's adorable. She's an uwu demon. She has a lot of NSFW art. I've actually bred her in NSFW art before. Mating press for life. Be sure to check out Avery. She mostly plays like first-person shooters and stuff. But she a good bean. Real good bean. So now we come to wildcard factor. Like Cygnus already gifted so many weapons, Wives City is shopping for more. Yes, I am small Cydia right now. Ha 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 ha. Wild card, it is used, if it is a two-handed sword, used one-handed, that's pretty cool. And I like the shield and runes abilities with the spike. I'm gonna give this, well, 11, I'm 11 of wild card factors. I think this is definitely very wild, possibly carded, and very awesome. Thank you for your submission, Lindsay. Now we come to Phil. British, breedable British, yes. Oh, hello, hello AP crew, hello Cross. Can we please have a shout out for Cross? Cross is a part of another amazing group of streamers. He is the VTuber member of the team. He was just playing Death's Door competitively with Fitbird, who is a very cute face streamer girl who's currently streaming League of Legends right now. If you want to see how fucking cute she is, be sure to check her out as well. But yeah, how did the rest of your stream go, Cross? Did you beat the bird with I guess also a bird? And the British are generally a breedable people. Changed my mind. Okay. Strike Gundam defo not breedable. So Phil submitted this this Gundam. Followed right on her ass. Heyo. I'm glad to hear it, Cross. Never surrender. Don't lose. Porky checkmate. I don't know. You could be a breedable tea kettle, Yuko. I know nothing about Gundams, so I'm gonna say Gundams as a whole are a fairly silly thing. Oh my gosh, it's Aaron the Lich King. Welcome, welcome. It's a Lich Raid. Happy to have a Lich Raid. Welcome, welcome. How was Sea of Thieves? I was lurking in your stream. Aaron. For those of you who don't know, Aaron is a very comfy, cozy artist. He streams a lot of wonderful, thick lady art as well, both NSFW. Well, he draws NSFW, but he streams SFW. He's also like got a great voice, both powerful and cute. And calming. He is a Dracolich VTuber who did his own model. You could also commission him if you'd like. Be sure to check him out. He's a good bean. Heckin' good bean. 5 seconds to triggered an entire fandom. Good thing I saw you, so I wanted to raid to thank you. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I am perpetually lurking in your stream. That's why I always redeem those Ara Rip redeems. I want you to see how much I care. Oh damn, City, you do me 10 times better than I do myself. Of course, Aaron. I'm always happy to show you love. Undead gotta stick together, even if you're a Dracolich. Hello, Oxen. Welcome, welcome. All right. So Gundams are silly. That is the first rule here. So I'm gonna give it a 5 on the silliness spectrum because it's not like as ha-ha silly. It's mostly just Gundams are silly. They're giant mech suits. And then, or giant robots, nothing special about them. And then I'm gonna give it also, I'm gonna make it perfectly balanced. I'm gonna give it a 5 in the cool factor because as silly as they are, giant robots / mech suits are still cool with like big old weapons. I'm gonna need a shower because it's almost 1 a.m. Okay, well, thank you for the lurk, Aaron. Go engage in Operation De-Smellification. Gundams are not silly, childhood destroyed. What? They can be silly and good. This is because I love silly things. Obsidian casually shits on Japanese robot culture. No! I'm silly. Like, I like silly things. I'm silly. But Yeah, so it's perfectly balanced, as silly as it is cool. For power level, I know Gundams are pretty powerful. You know, they're fucking like, I don't know, like 40-foot tall, like giant robots, so. And as our next image will show us, they also have big old energy weapons and stuff. So I'm gonna rank it as an 8. Excuse me, an 8 on the power level stick. Oh, I got hiccups now. No! Thank you for the follow, Oxen. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed your Vistalfo as I become Hiccup City. Damn it. I'm sorry you're gonna have to hear me hiccup. I'm beyond control at this point. So for power level, I'm gonna give it an 8. It's an 8 of power level. Hiccups from what? I don't know, breathing. I look for a new streamer now that City's about to get Gundam canceled. The Gundam industrial complex strikes again. Big Gundam. But yeah, so giant robots with energy weapons. I'm gonna give that an 8 on power level. So now we come to wild card. The most powerful wild card element here is the fact that I know how much Phil loves Gundams and how much the Gundam fandom loves Gundams. I'm gonna give it a 13. 13 wild card points for having a dedicated fan base and still, you know, being neat. So there you go. That is our Gundam review. I think that I've made my apology statement to the greater Gundam community. So now we come to another Gundam thing. So now we've got Gundam Laser Sword, which appears to be just like a blowtorch, but like presumably a sword. Which, since we already ranked Gundams as a whole, I'm gonna give this is a 6 on the silliness, submissive and Zika. I'm gonna give this a 6 on the silliness scale, because flamethrower lightsaber blowtorch sword is even more silly than just a Gundam itself. They're practically impossible to build, yes. Giant robots are actually just like not a good idea in real life. Like the mechanics, like all of their profile and stuff, they're just bad for actual combat. Like that's why you don't see like modern tanks aren't like 40 feet tall. Like you're just a really big target at that point. But so I'm gonna give it a 6 on silliness. I'll give it I'm also gonna do a 5 on coolness. Because I guess if it's a lightsaber blowtorch sword thing, still pretty cool. Very fitting. She's perfectly pedantic enough for it, though. Wow. Power level. I'm guessing if this is... How'd I miss Baby Cydia? Hello, Roxy. Can we have a shout out for Roxy, please? My favorite little cyber yokai. She is Baby. She is Baby Bean. Be sure to check her out. She's beautiful. She's sweet. She makes incredible artwork. She's a total sweetheart. And she was playing Genshin earlier, collecting all the waifus. Be sure to watch her. She's everything you could love in a cyber yokai. And then, so for power level, I'm going to assume this is probably strong enough to cut through most metals and giant robots. I'm gonna give it a 9 on the power level metric, because it's probably more powerful enough to cut through basically anything it's gonna face. Presumably, except for like some energy shield or I guess counter blowtorch. New model. I've actually had this model for a while, Ruxy. I just it doesn't get redeemed often because she requires so much computer capacity to be able to power that most games I play will not support me being able to have her on the screen. And then she also has key commands, which if I'm typing stuff also becomes problematic. So she doesn't get out often, but she is cute to have around. She's just a little Cydia. Ooh woo. Small Cydia. Ooh woo. She also has skulls in her eyes. See? She got little skulls in her eyes. You love to see it. Small Cydia is just too powerful. PCs can't handle her. I'm surprised your streams can handle her. And then, what is my third? My third is the wildcard factors. So, the wildcard factors of this blowtorch lightsaber, I can get behind. It's outlandish. It's ridiculous. It's got style. It also apparently has an incredible, I don't know, like blast radius around its blowtorchiness. I'm not sure where that's coming from. But I'm gonna give it a 12. I'm gonna give it a 12 on wildcard. Thank you, Phil, for the submission. Now, Saki, I don't know where this weapon is from. It is a sword. Trying to think. I don't recognize it from Fate. It may be from Fate, like everything is partly from Fate in some way. But it is. I'm gonna give it a 7 on silliness, because like that sword guard is very silly. Like, look at how thick it is. That is a thick boy sword guard. It also has the effect of basically defending against nothing. And that sword blade itself is stylistic, but also silly. And it's a nice, proper thick boy sword. So I'm gonna give it a 7 on the silliness spectrum. Real silly hours up in here. Ooh, AP crew redeemed gremlin noises. Okay, this is what the people want. There you go, Cross. There's your gremlin noises. I mean, I do not know why you people like gremlin noises so much. For power level, I don't know if Saki has any context around this sword to give me insights. I'm going to assume it probably has maybe like some lightning effect to it, based on like, or maybe that's a flame effect based on the design in the middle of the sword. Yeah, it's definitely magical. I'm guessing that sword is definitely magical. So that ups its power level. And then, without more context as to what it does, I'm gonna give it a solid 6. It's Excalibur does 1 damage. Okay. I'm gonna give it a solid 6 on power level. It is powerful magic sword. Unknown potential. Wildcard factors. Well, it is. I like that how extra it is. Pixie grabs, but it was the wrong sword. What? I like how extra the sword is. It's like I'm fabulous and I'm here. Get used to it. And so I think that really carries a lot of merit in the usefulness of a weapon. So I'm gonna give it a 12. No, I'm gonna give it a 13 for wild card. Very wild, very carded. Here we go, Tabotobe. Last minute dinner decision. That's okay, Saki. I appreciate it. Tama has submitted the Waluigi rocket launcher. Silliness. I'm gonna give this a solid 9 on the silliness spectrum. This is incredibly silly. It is Waluigi. I can't get that right. This is a ridiculous word. Waluigi being used as a projectile. That's outlandish. Waluigi is already a meme unto himself. Wah! Waluigi launcher. So yeah, solid 9 on silliness. This is our most silly weapon yet. For power level, for sheer meme ability, I'm imagining that this awkwardly kind of lurching around the screen after being fired is probably a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I'm going to give it a 12 on the power level. And then, because I can only imagine the destruction of the people's sanity that it can unleash. And then, for wildcard factors, this is real peak meme weapon, which I respect. And it probably has all kinds of wacky sound effects tied to it when used. I'm gonna give this a 14. I'm gonna give this a 14 on the wildcard factors. So a 9 on silliness, a 12 on power, and a 14 on wildcard. Or maybe it was a 14 on power. I don't know. That was powerful. Thank you, Tama. Now we have Temmie. A elf queen has submitted this weapon, another weapon to surpass Metal Gear. It appears to be a fish, maybe even a herring. I can't make those kind of assumptions. But I think this is from Genshin. I'm pretty sure it's from Genshin. I gotta check the Twitter post that it's from. Let me go. Just give me 1 second. But I'm going to give this a solid 8 on silliness. Attributed to the fact that it is literally a fish. Where is it? It's a claymore from Genshin. Yep, there we go. So this claymore from Genshin. Not actually, fuck it. I'm going to give this an 11. I'm going to give this 11 for the fact that you're dual wielding this. I think it's a tuna. This tuna as a weapon. Very, very frozen, very rigid, very turgid, if you will. I'm going to give it 11 on the silliness spectrum. Even sillier than a Waliji launcher. And then for power level, I'm going to assume this probably, has the relative comparative strength of a large tuna clapping against somebody. And so that's easily a 14. Easily a 14. Genshin has changed since I had enough of it. Glad I got out when I did. I had so many weapons to send. Kind of sad I'm not online when those things. Well, Michael, I had it. I had the channel open on my Discord for a week. But maybe if we do this again, you can submit weapons. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 14 on power level. You could probably counterfeit Excalibur versus a big fish. A splash attack, or slapash attack. Very powerful. I don't think any swordsman could go toe-to-toe with this tuna of such magnitude. Solid 14 on power. Wildcard factors. Not only is this a weapon that can cut down the tallest tree in the woods, but also shatter blades and mines alike, but it also could probably be cooked up to make a dinner on the go when you need to recharge your hero's power, but you've got a few fish swords to spare. I'm going to give it a 15. 15 on wildcard factor. This is possibly our most powerful weapon to date. Now we have Valteria. I don't know why I'm saying this wrong. Valteria. Valteria. She is Brimstone Angel. She's a lovely angel VTuber. Be sure to check her out. She submitted her OC sword. Genshin veterans know any comedic rival or villain greatsword users? I'm going to read her description so I do this justice. Okay, this is Valteria. Yeah, Valteria's sword. It's Roka is the name of her sword. Roka! Those with specialized training can use it one-handed. It is traditionally used by demons, but she has repurposed it for killing demons. It has a holy enchantment. Very good to know. I know Valteria is a powerful angel knight in her own right. And so I'm going to say this has low silly points. I'm going to give this a 1 on silliness. This is a real serious weapon. But I'm going to give it an 8 on cool points because it is very cool. And I like the fact that it's got the little dealies, the little fork blade point to it. So it is very stylish. Repurposing a demon sword, very cool. Power level. It is a demon sword being used with holy enchantment to face demons. I'm gonna guess this has a power level of about a 12, about comparable with a Waluigi launcher. It could probably destroy its foes with surprising prowess when unleashed upon its targeted demographic. So I'm going to give it a 12 on power level. Would dual wield alongside my Waluigi launcher. Now for wildcard factors. Valteria is very cute. That definitely weighs in her favor. Also, the fact that it is her OC's weapon also weighs in her favor. And I like the backstory and the fact that it has a name. I like the name Roka. And I like that it has a backstory that gives you context of the overall weapon. I'm gonna give Roka a 14 out of 10 on wildcard factors. I think this is a very good sword. Thank you, Valteria, for submitting this sword. Now we have Zenobia. Zenobia has also submitted an OC's weapon. Let me look up the description provided by Zenobia so I make sure I'm being accurate. They did a different one of my threads, so I gotta click that one instead. Nope, that's still not it. That's wrong. Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, so this is Zenovia's sword. It is called the Kaito Star Slicer. It can be turned on and off with the trigger near the handle. And when it's turned off, it's basically a big blunt weapon. So the Kaito Star Slicer. For silliness, this is also not silly at all. I'm gonna give it a 2 because sci-fi energy bonking sword is a bit silly, but I could tell that it's being done in a serious context. So I'm not gonna give it high silly points, but I'm gonna give it a solid 8 as well on coolness. I like the style of it. It seems very what am I thinking of? Swaggery. I like that it has the lightning crackles on it, so I think it's pretty cool. Now for power level, I'm gonna say when turned on, it is incredibly powerful and probably has very deep penetrative qualities, which I can say same. So I'm imagining this thing is very powerful when turned on. Probably few people could resist it. When turned off, it's definitely gonna have some points against it, but we're gonna go with at its most powerful form, turned on, cutting through stars. I'm gonna give this a 13 out of 10. I mean a 13. It's not out of 10. It's 13 for power level points. It's probably slightly more powerful than a Waluigi launcher. Penetration. Now for wildcard factors, this is an OC weapon. I do always rank OC weapons highly. It's very cool. I like the art style of it. I like the energy waves around the blade. I'm gonna give this a 14. A 14 on wildcard factors. Very cool. Would wield against the forces of stars. Thank you, Zenobia. Yulia, otherwise known as Royal Knight VT, an adorable Elf Knight VTuber who's just so sweet and has the most beautiful voice. She submitted, it is from Monster Hunter, I think Rise, which is apparently a teddy bear hammer. Let me find the description that she gave me. It's Monster Hunter, it's a teddy bear hammer that squeaks when you hit it against something. I'm gonna give this a solid 15 on the silliness metrics. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. A, because it's a game about monster hunting, and they put in a giant teddy bear hammer that squeaks when you hit things. Very deadly, very powerful. So that's a solid 15 on silliness, because that's ridiculous. Then for power level, I'm guessing this is a weapon that can surpass Metal Gear. I'm going to give it another 15 on power level. I don't think any monsters could resist a squeaky toy of that magnitude. And then wildcard factors. I'm giving it extra points because they gave it a bow tie. Extra points because the bear has eyelashes. And extra points because they made it squeak. Very, very strong things in its favor. It's going to be straight 15s all down the row for this. 15 on the wildcard factor. This is our most powerful, most silly, and most wild of cardy weapons. Yet. So thank you, Yulia, for this submission. Oh, the order must have gotten messed up. Heck. Alright. Paladin Boots is a redeemed Gremlin Noises. So here we go. Welcome to the channel, Maiden Tree and Paladin Boots. There you go, Gremlin Noises. So, Elisa submitted as well, Rocket Punch. All Rocket Punches, to be clear. Not just DBZ, Perfect Cell, I guess, Rocket Puncher, whoever. No, the guy who's punching Perfect Cell. Well, he's not perfect yet. Just punching Cell. I don't know what I expected, but I am satisfied. So, for Rocket Punch on silliness, this is going to be an 11. This is very silly. A, because his literal fist is projecting out of his hand. That's very silly. Secondly, because it's DBZ related, so that means it's automatically ridiculous. And I would not rate this as high as cool factor. This thing is just straight up silly. This is 11 on silliness. For power level, Cell definitely didn't seem to like that. Didn't seem to like that punch very much. And we know Cell is very powerful. So I'm going to say with probably some chi, energy behind this rocket punch, it's probably a 12 on power level. If it could beat up Cell, you know, that's pretty good. So it's an 11 of silliness, a 12 on power. It's for the boys. The boys. Now we come to wild card. I like the face that Cell makes as he gets punched. I like the animation of the fist detaching from the hand. And so I'm gonna give it a 13 on wildcard factors. This rocket punch, very strong. It's unperfect Cell. Now we come to what I'm gonna say is our most powerful weapon to date. Du Bois. This was submitted by Aradia Lacroix, who is a wonderful PNG tuber. She was also the DM of the Curse of Strahd campaign that Yulia played in. She streams things like Dishonored and Doom. Be sure to check her out. She showed me this weapon. I have to double check what game this is from. This is from Dragon Age Inquisition. It is a banana on a stick. Alright. Well, Zenobia, you missed me doing your weapon. But I did do it if you wanna watch the VOD. I did talk about Star Slicer. Kaito Star Slicer. Thank you for submitting it. So, silliness. This is a 14. Nah, fuck it. We're going 16. This is a 16 on the silliness metrics. It's too silly. It's literally a banana that somebody pegged. Heyo. I'll show you somebody getting pegged. That somebody pegged on a wooden stick with what looks to be a single nail. And that's ridiculous. The fact that Dragon Age Inquisition put this in their game, absolutely outlandish. Hello, Rosewords. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you. How are you doing tonight? We are doing weapons review right now. So I'm going to say 16 on silliness. And then for power level, weapon to surpass Metal Gear, I'm gonna say this is over 9,000 for comparative power level. So 16 on silliness, over 9,000 for power level. This thing could level any foe. It might be only usable by at least level 12 warriors, but I think in the hands of a capable combatant, there are few things that can compare to this raw potassium intake. So wildcard factors. The fact that this even exists is ridiculous. That's going to weigh in its favor. Although I am detracting points for the fact that this can only be used by a level 12 warrior. So alas, it's only getting 25 points on wildcard factors. So this is technically our most powerful weapon overall that we've received to date. The banana polearm. Thank you, Aradia. I appreciate it. Now, Clyde. Clyde submitted, not to be confused, it's not the anime girl from, I think this is Tales of Symphonia, is what he said. I have to scroll down. Tales of Symphonia 2, Dawn of a New World. The spinny weapon she has. Now, I don't know what the spinny weapon is supposed to do. I'm assuming it's like a chakram or like a boomerang. Maybe? But so for silliness, I'm giving this like a 19. These points, for those of you who didn't hear the beginning of this, these points are entirely arbitrary. They will probably be steadily increasing as the stream goes on. So I'm gonna give it a 19 on silliness. It's literally like a boomerang chakram, probably. And so that's just ridiculous. Just outlandish. Just because Xena used a chakram doesn't mean it actually is good. It also makes no sense how that worked. To figure out how she's holding it, yeah. Thank you. Hello, welcome, Rosewords. How are you doing tonight? I appreciate you coming by. We're doing weapons reviews right now of silly weapons. These were all submitted by members of my community. So yeah, we got a 19 on silliness. For power, I don't know. This is how powerful could a wrist chakram boomerang be? I'm gonna give it a like a 4 on power level. I got nothing to support this thing having any power whatsoever. I don't even know how she throws it. Like, how do you even get like propulsion on that? Wildcard factors. She is a very cute anime girl. That's definitely weighing in her favor. It's so ridiculous. Like, how does this even work? I'm gonna give it like a 20 on wildcard factors for just sheer outlandish ballsy factor. So good job, Clyde. Thank you for submitting this. Be sure to check out Clyde. He's a wonderful horse VTuber. Heckin' nay. He's been playing a lot of Elden Ring. He also paints miniatures on stream. He's a good bean. Be sure to check him out. Also, I think it's time that I return to my less powerful form. I feel like I've been Small Cydia for a while. I also really like the song playing in the background. I must return to normal Cydia. There we go. Yeah, you definitely get a confusion advantage when using that weapon. Now here we have truly a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. This weapon, for those of you, I gotta actually show a reference for this, because this weapon was made in Blender by Cygnus in response to a weapon I drew on stream. during one of my doodle days as requested by Master Fail. So I'm going to show you guys the weapon I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you 1 second to minimize. There we go. So I drew this doodle of Master Fail as Master Burb, which is it's a Corviknight drinking wine because Master Fail is always drinking sake. And I drew him this sword. And so Cygnus took this drawing of this sword and made it an actual sword in 3D object. Yes, there's a Vistalfo Kirby, Michael Meme from Crusader Kings, and then Ryan's OC. Also, welcome to the stream, Keelie. Happy to have you. Be sure to check out Key. She's the cutest little dragon you could ever hope to have in your life. She's a total sweetheart, a total sweet bean. She's very huggable, very caring, very loving. And she recently debuted her 2.0 3D model. It's got extra hugging capability. It's possibly the latest in hugging technology. Be sure to check her out. She is also a Borger, in case you're unaware. So yeah, be sure to check out Key. Thank you for coming by. Lovely, cute, silly Death Knight. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. We are working through all the weapons submitted. So this Master Burb's sword, I'm gonna give this a 30. A 30 on the silliness spectrum because it's based off of a doodle that I made. I'm gonna give it a. Well, first of all, now I have to correct Key about her Borger status. So for those of you who don't know, I call Key a Borger dragon, and I've actually drawn this artwork of Key as a Borger dragon. This is a to scale picture of Key as a Borger. Boop the dragon. Hello, Black Skull, by the way. I had to show this is Borger Dragon Key, which is in reference to an art piece that I commissioned from Peculiar Little Rabbit of Key. See if I can find it. As a meme of hold dragon gentle like. There we go. Hold dragon gentle like hamburger. So that's the Borger Dragon origin story. That is a to scale model of Key within my gauntlets. A small Borger of a dragon. So there we go. I'm going to give Cygnus's sword, the Master Burb Blade. The Burb Blade. I'm going to give this a 30 for silliness. I'm going to give it like easily an over 9,000 for power level. This thing could probably cut open mountains. Look how thick that sword blade is. You know that thing has such a tang. Such a mighty tang. Talking like a Big Mac, a Whopper, a Five Guys, a Wendy's burger. It's a Dragon Borger. That's the style of Borger. So over 9,000 in power level. And then for wildcard factors, this weapon was basically made by me. That definitely weighs in its favor considerably. Even if it's being used by Master Burb, which detracts from those points. And the fact that Cygnus made it because of a doodle I made, I'm gonna give it a 60 points for wildcard. This thing's got a lot of things in its favor. Dragon Burger is Dragon Burger. It's its own classification. Biased Cydia. Well, yeah, I did say that at the front end of this, these are all my very biased opinions. Now, here's the second weapon that Cygnus submitted. This is a lance. This is Obsidia's lance, based off of Vistalfo's lance from Fate, which is awesome. Or maybe this is just Vistalfo's. I don't remember if this is Vistalfo's or the Obsidia Vistalfo lance. So easily for silliness, Vistalfo's a silly bean. I'm gonna say like 20 points of silliness because Vistalfo is silly. However, this is just as cool as it is silly. So I'm gonna give it 20 points of cool as well. It's just a Sulfo Lance, but blue. Okay, gotcha. So when in the hands of a breedable Fenn Boy, this is easily just as cool as it is silly. For power level, this thing is not as powerful as the Master Bird Blade, but it is still very higher level. I'm gonna go probably another 20 on power level. This thing could be able to kill some of the most powerful structures and people that it can come into contact with. So very high power level. Wildcard factors, breedability definitely factors in here, if not just the weapon, but the wielder, as well as being used by a cutie. Yeah, gay. Its power level is heckin' gay. As well as being used by a cutie, who's also one of my favorite fake characters. And the fact that Cygnus rendered this himself using Blender, all of these go in favor. I'm gonna give it another 50. I'm gonna give it a 50 on wildcard factors. Very cool. Now we have another Cygnus weapon. This is Obsidia's Saber, or Rapier. Obsidia's Rapier, in its sheath still. I'm definitely also biased because this is a weapon for me, which is going to weigh very heavily in its favor. So, silliness. I have no artistic talent, so I don't have any weapons to submit. Oh, Black Skull, you didn't have to submit weapons you drew. You could submit just other weapons or weapons that people drew. Like, Kano submitted over 20 weapons that he did not draw. So, yeah, it's just for fun. It's just, people submitting silly weapons. That was the whole plan here. So, silliness metric. This is very silly. I like that, nobody actually read any of the stuff that I posted about how this worked. There was a whole channel on the Discord, Black Skull. Did you not read it? So I'm going to give this, for silliness, it's got a lot of silly designs. Lol, hashtag didn't read. It's got a lot of silly designs. I like the termy at the base. Hey, Firewolf, welcome, welcome. Happy to have my cutest little Firewolf here. Wow, goes to show how much my people read. I hope you're doing well tonight, Firewolf. We're doing weapon reviews. So, termy face, very cute, very silly. Making an Obsidia-themed rapier, also very silly. But it is still a serious business sword at its core. So I'm gonna give this a 15. Mine wasn't. Oh no, it didn't have to be silly. I for the swords that were less silly, I gave them a cool points to counter it. Yeah, today I learned my chat is physically incapable of reading. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this 15 points of silly, balanced by 15 points of cool. Up on my game, and I was in for 15 minutes, so I look forward to this. Well, I'm happy to hear it, Firewolf. Power level. This is an Obsidia sword. That means it's magical. That means it is powerful. The termy alone probably gives it at least 10 points of power, because he empowers everything he touches. I'm gonna say 22 points of power level. We're having a presentation. Hello, Kadora. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're rating weapons the community submitted. So we're gonna get 22 on overall power level. And then for wildcard factors, it is a sword for me. That's like 100 points guaranteed right there. Termy is very cute. That's another 20 points. I like the Phoenix Wing handguard for another 30 points. I like that the sword guard is curved in each direction. I don't know, another 15 points for that. In total, 200 points of wildcard factors. I'm happy to hear. That's not what I meant, Firewolf. Yeah, Lisa, I actually started with your weapons. So your chainsaw hand was literally the first weapon reviewed. So yeah, this gets a solid 200 points of wildcard factors. Thank you for the submission, Cygnus. Alright. Sorry to hydrate. But welcome, Elisa. Happy to have you. We have first up by Killer Fuzzball. He mostly streams him doing miniature assembly and painting. The Golden Gun from James Bond. Silliness, this is easily 17 on silliness. Like, look at this thing. It's like a gun made in Minecraft. And it's also gold for entirely, like, unnecessary reasons. However, as we get into the power level, that doesn't affect its sheer raw prowess. Alright, well, thank you for the lurk, Elisa. You can type an exclamation point lurk if you like. I'm not sure how this gun works at all. I don't understand why its clip is so thick. And why it would be one shot. Is it just the handle for it? I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be easily a 17 on the... Now we're going to push it. This could be like a 30 on silliness. For power level though, over 9,000. Over 9,000 power level. Because if anybody has ever played GoldenEye 64, this gun is a one-shot kill on anyone. Yep, one-shot kill means over 9,000 power level, because this thing could, you know, if you have a god nearby, if one shot from the golden gun, done. Donezo. So that's very powerful. Wild card factors. It's very nostalgic for me as a child. That's going to be like 30 points for nostalgia. I don't know, it's a very shiny gold. That's going to be like another 20 points. We're gonna give it 50 points of wildcard factors. Hello, Captain and Prince. Happy to have my favorite dynamic gay duo. How are you doing, Captain Matt? For those of you who don't know, Captain and Prince is an adorable streaming couple of Captain Matt and Prince Fabio. They're adorable, they're gay, you should go watch them, they're funny, they ooh-woo. I torture them whenever I can. The power of friendship pulls out the golden gun. And this gun I found! Number 2. God, I don't remember what this gun is from. Is it Halo? Is this the Halo pistol? I don't remember. It doesn't seem very silly. I'm gonna give it a 6 on silliness. Yeah, I think it's the Halo pistol. Yeah, so a 6 on silliness. Power level, I don't know, maybe like a 200. Because this thing is like obnoxiously strong, considering it's a pistol. So, you know, if you've ever played, you know, Halo Team Deathmatch or just Deathmatch, you've probably been sniped by this because, I don't know, for some reason, like the pistol was one of the weird guns that had like a scope. This is the one shot you from across the map. Gotcha. Yep. So this is gonna be like a 200 in power level. For wildcard factors, I don't know. This is probably used by nerds and tryhards. I don't know. Maybe that's gonna be like negative 20 points. But you know, your KDR is probably gonna counter that with another 20 points. So I don't know. We're gonna go with a 0 overall points on wildcard factors. Next, this is the first of our living weapons that were submitted by Killer Fuzzball. I have no idea what it's from, but it's a girl with a big, like, lightning bolt bladed brass knuckly fist. So we're gonna go for silliness. This is easily a 200. It's a living waifu weapon girl. She's got horns. She's got a giant green crackling energy fish. She's wearing like, they look kind of tiger stripey, but I guess because they're lightning bolt pants. Lightning bolt thigh highs, I mean, which are respectable. I'm going to give this a 250. Ah, fuck it. Let's give me a 500 on silliness. Good old-fashioned silly waifu weapon. Her power level, oh, she looks pretty strong. She looks like she could fist you pretty hard. You'd have a gaping hole left in you when she was done fisting you. Easily. So, I'm going to say 300 on power level. Easily a 300. She looks like she can punch you, fist you, penetrate you deeply, make you regret your decisions, but possibly with the static charge coursing through her fist penetrating you, you might still feel good in the end. So I think that's worth a fair amount of points. So I think 300 is good. Wildcard factors, very cute. If she's not 18, please tell me. Very cute, very, very potentially breedable. She looks like she could be breeding you as we speak. So I'm gonna give that the sheer breedability, like 200 points. She has thigh highs, that's another 100 points. She's got a cute tummy, that's like 150 points. And I like her horns and elf ears. I'm gonna give another 300 points there. So I don't know. I lost track of how many points I said, so we're gonna say 600 overall. 600 points for this living weapon waifu. We have another living weapon waifu. I have no idea what this is from. That standard doesn't work for me, Michael. So I'm gonna say she looks to be kind of lolly-esque. I'm gonna say for silliness, this is probably a 400 because just look at her. She looks incredibly silly. Her weapons don't make sense, which also adds to her silliness. She is wearing armored thigh highs, something I can respect. So yeah, 400 on the silliness scale. Power level, I don't know. She's got like a really fucking big gun. It looks like it's a rail gun. Probably could penetrate a few people in its day. She's dual wielding too, so that's probably adding to her strength. I think the sheer, sheer sexual prowess of that is gonna be, I don't know, we'll say 350 points of power level. Thank you for the resub, Turkey. Welcome, welcome. Be sure to check out Turkey Fluffs, an incredible turkey VTuber. A lusty, busty turkey. All white meat, they say. Somehow managed to survive Thanksgiving once, but if I have anything to say, won't survive a second. Welcome, welcome, Turkey. Happy to have you. Yeah, so I don't know, like 350 points of power level. Wild card factors, I like her color palette. That's like 200 points. I like that she has red eyes. That's another 100 points. And I like that she has unarmored hips. I'm huge into hips. This is an Obsidia Deep Lore fact. One of the sexiest traits on a woman, in my opinion, are hips. Like, you know, I love a good pair of hips. It just, for some reason, they really turn me on. So, I love my hips. She has unexposed hips. I'm gonna give her like 300 more points. We're gonna say she's like, I don't know, like 650 points. 650 points of miscellaneous wildcard factors. All right. Robo Railgun waifu. God, I've been talking for an hour and a half already. And Virtual Kato with the gremlin noises. So, one second, I gotta scratch my eye. Here we go, gremlin noises. Crescent Rose. I don't know what this is from. But it's a cool looking scythe. It's definitely going to be weighing in its favor. Cartoonishly overly large anime scythe. I'm gonna give that 25 points of silliness right there. It's pretty silly, Oh, it's from Ruby. I never watched Ruby. I did cosplay as a character from Ruby for a girl I was dating at the time. She was 20 years old. Oh my god, it was weird. I dated her. When I was 30, I met this girl at MagFest and we hooked up. And she was 20, and oh man, I made so many jokes about when I was your age comments. Yeah, but we briefly dated. But we went to Katsucon as Ruby characters. I think I was a cat girl. I don't remember. I don't know what it was from. I think I was a cat girl. And I had like black hair. It's a high caliber long range rifle. It's also a gun. That's ridiculous. Yeah, when you're talking to a girl and you're like, man, when I was your age, I had like dial-up internet, or no, not when I was your age, but I grew up with like dial-up internet. And she's like, I don't even know what that is. And I'm like, oof. Yeah. And then there's like, yeah, Blake. Yeah, I was Blake, I guess. And she was, I think, like some blonde-haired girl. I think the main character. So, yeah, for silliness is like probably 25 points of overly large scythe. Remember the 90s? Oh wait, AOL noises intensifies. I was like, yeah, when I lost my virginity, you were like 10 years old. That's always like a very weird idea. Is like, once you get like past 18, when you have age differences, it's very weird. Like when you try to analyze them. Like, yeah, you know, when I was in college, you know, you were like in 8th grade or whatever. Big oof. Big oof. So for power level, I don't know, it shoots elemental bullets. Gang's the older sister to the main character. Okay, gotcha. Shoots elemental bullets. Big scythe. I'm gonna give this 125 points of power level. Seems pretty powerful. Not like super over the top, but very powerful in its own right. It has blade mode, close combat gun mode, and long range gun mode, as well as blade mode and propulsion shot. Wow, good to know. Wildcard factors, nostalgia from when I cosplayed as a character from Ruby. That's like, I don't know, 75 points. I like the color palette. That's another like 100 points. And it's very versatile apparently. So I don't know, like 200 more points. We're gonna say like 433 points. Thank you, Fuzzball, for the weapons. Oh man, fuck me. Shoot, I thought I'd covered this stupid print. Now we begin the 20 weapons from Kano. So first off, from Kano, we have Enumalish. This is the noble phantasm of Gilgamesh from Fate. And so, for silliness, this is very silly. This is easily like 312 points of silliness. Enumelish! Because, like, it's a fucking, like, sword that doesn't have a blade tip and also, like, unscrews and twirls around to unleash a big energy cannon. And that's just ridiculous. And then, so like 312 points of silliness. For power level, this thing could literally destroy an entire reality marble. So I'm going to give this like an over 9,000 power level. It is an anti-army one. Very strong. And wild cards, Gilgamesh was my first 5-star servant in Fate Go. That weighs in his favor. He's got good style, so that's going to be like easily 300 points. He's got style for another 150. will call me mongrel, but in a supportive way. That's another like 600 points. Humiliation fetish working out well. I don't know. We're gonna say like 900 points for a new Malish. All right, Firewolf, go hate yourself playing War Thunder. Thank you for coming by. I hope you enjoy it. It's anti-world. Whatever. I don't remember the stupid made-up like fate metrics for Noble Phantasms. Yeah, I think the first one I ever got was Gilgamesh, and the second one I ever got was it was either Karna or Valteria. It was one of the two. I'm you know, not to jinx myself, tapping on wood. But I've had pretty good luck in Fate Go. I've gotten all the waifus I wanted. Now we're just on extra waifus. Like I got Mordred during the Camelot event. I got Saber Astolfo during the Christmas event off of summoning tickets, no less. 13 summoning tickets got me Saber Astolfo. I got Astolfo through a choose your own ticket. And yeah, so I got Nero through RNG, and I love Nero. So I've gotten basically all the waifus I want. Ah, Nero Bride, good. I know, I have all of Kano's luck. So here we go for weapon number 2. This, for silliness, this is actually one of our first over 9,000s for silly points. It is literally a unicorn projectiling lasers onto some kind of enemy. I don't know what game this is from, but it's ridiculous. Oh, Michael. Alright, fine, I'll do. Okay, here we go. Oh, Artoria, thank you so much for having Michael do this redeem for you. I have hiccups. I just want you to know that I'm just saying what we've all been thinking, and that's that you, Artoria, yes, you are such a good girl. I'm trying to hold in a hiccup. You're such a good girl. Oof, deleted your account? God damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Eterna. Yeah, Gilgamesh is my most powerful character. He's been with me the longest. Although my highest bond level so far is the head of the Shinshen Gumi Berserker. Because I always put a Berserker in my first lineup because I don't have 3 of any given type really. And Berserker is such a good, if I only have 1 caster, I'll have a Berserker there. Because I know it's going to do higher damage against any target, basically. Hello, Nina. Welcome. Can we please have a shout out for Nina, a wonderful streamer? Be sure to check her out. Yeah, Hijikata Toshizo. Yes, I spent $25 on him because I've spent a total of $75 on Fate Go. Basically, every time that a spend $25 to get an instant 5-star pops up, I do it. Which got me, I got Hijikata my first time. My second time, I got Rainzel, whatever, the rider that is the pseudo-servant of Lady El Malloy. And then my third time, I got Vlad. I got Vlad the Third. You started back during pre-reg. God damn. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shadow Eterna. Her own body fights against her to say it. So, silliness. This is over 9,000. Power level. Apparently it's very OP. Over 9,000. Wildcard factors. It is a unicorn that is apparently very in pain from this excretion. So I'm going to give this 500 points on that. I do like the fact that it's a rainbow unicorn horn, so Gay Pride will give it another 1,337 points for being elite. I don't know, we're going to say like 2,327 points total for wildcard factors for this unicorn. This is a weapon that surpasses Metal Gear. This is going to be another top tier weapon. This is from Borderlands. Oh wait, I don't think this is the Tales from the Borderlands finger gun. I don't remember anymore. Hello, Robert the Knight. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoyed your Vistalfo. You especially would enjoy Vistalfo. Do we have a shout out for Robert the Knight? Everybody's favorite Fenn Boy French Knight, who is also a very good bean. We've rated him in the past. Happy to have you, Robert. Always welcome in my stream. Okay, so this is from Dying Light 2. So this was done in Tales from the Borderlands, which was actually much better. So I'm just going to disregard the fact this is in Dying Light 2. And I'm going to do it as the Tales from the Borderlands one, because I know that weapon. Hello, Robert. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you, Bongo Catting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, in Tales from the Borderlands, there is a scene in which you engage in a giant finger gun shootout in your corporate headquarters because you're a bunch of fucking nerds. It was also one-shot kills. So, for silliness, easily over 9,000. It's a finger gun and people are like dropping as they get hit by it and everything. So, easily a very powerful weapon for silliness. For power itself, over 9,000, because it was another one-shot kill weapon like the Golden Gun. Wildcard factor points, I didn't play Dying Light 2, that's like negative 400 points. But I did play Tales from the Borderlands, which is plus 1,500 points, because I really liked that game. I have no idea, Kano. If you type in !BGM, it'll take you to the Last Seahorse's YouTube page, where I am playing music from. Specifically, I'm playing DJ Seahorse, February 25th, stream set 1, energetic and upbeat set to work and study to. Be sure to check them out, the greatest VTuber DJ you could ever hope to see. So what do we have next with this? So, I don't know, we're gonna say like 4,652 points total. Hello, Scar. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Seahorse also has amazing emotes. But yeah, every Friday, Seahorse does a DJ stream on Twitch. Be sure to check them out. Yes, that is Seahorse. Seahorse Be Good Bean. They've also raised like over $10,000 for Trans Lifeline. When I was doing my own fundraiser, I checked out their the fundraiser page for Trans Lifeline, and Seahorse was one of the top 10 people who had led fundraising efforts for them in 2021, which is insane. So mad props to Seahorse. Tiny pistol. This is a very tiny pistol. I like it. Got good style. Could fit in the palm of your hand. It probably would have the lethality of a literal spit wad. I'm gonna say silliness. Silliness is gonna be a 431 points of silliness because it's so small, very small. The lolly of handguns. For power level, I have no idea of power level. It's a noisy cricket style pistol. Okay, I'm gonna assume then it's really powerful. Oh, you have to shoot a few bullets. All right, we're gonna give it a 63 on overall power level. So 63 on actual power level because you have to be basically in point blank range and firing multiple shots to kill anyone. Ryan, I see your redeem. I will do it in just a second. Oh, Ryan, thank you so much for doing this redeem. I know how much it means to you to have me do this every stream. So I want you to know, Ryan, that I'm just saying what we've all been thinking. And that's that you, Ryan, yes you are my little pog champ. And there's nothing that can change that. There you go, Ryan. Miscellaneous, for wildcard factors, very small, very cute. That's like 200 points. And fitting in the palm of your hand, most things you can fit in the palm of your hand are pretty nice. I'll give that another 50 points. We're going to say 394 points total for this noisy cricket pistol. Okay, this is an over 9,000 silly points. This is from Fate, not from Fate, this is from Carnival Phantasm, which was a mini-series combining Tsukahime and Fate Stay Night together. A small Cydia-sized shooter, indeed. And this is Hercules using Cuchulainn as a bludgeoning object. So 9,000 points of silliness because it's ridiculous. I'm hitting you with your own servant. You know, good times. Poor Q can't even see it coming. Beating a motherfucker with another motherfucker. Yep, that's Hercules' way of thinking. This was a very good skit in the show. So over 9,000 points of silliness. You'd love to see it. Power level, easily, incredibly powerful. You know it kills at least one person. It kills Cuchulainn, so we're gonna go like 824 points of power. And then for wildcard factors, Hercules was my first 4-star servant that I got from my 10 pull when I started playing Fate Go. That's like 1,500 points right there. He served me well for a very long time. And it defeated Archer. Yes, it did defeat Archer. And then I don't like Cuchulainn, so seeing him get used as a blunt object is another like 430 points. And then, I don't know, this was a funny skit. That's another 2,000 points. We're going to say 5,346 points total for the Cuchulainn as a club. Would the flame from Hades' head in the Disney version count as a weapon? Slash think. I guess? Maybe? Sure, I'll allow it. Alright, we have a fish, what appears to be wrapped in paper. Like, it appears to be a fish wrapped in paper. I'm gonna give... This is another powerful fish weapon. I'm gonna say this is probably up there with, you know, it's emerging from its like fish foreskin holder, so I don't know, like 340 points. And you know, they peeled back that fish foreskin, and then for power level, if it's used by the scout as a melee weapon, it's probably a little weaker. But it does look like it would still hurt and kill some people, so someone had showed Kilfie that you fished someone. Holy mackerel! Alright, so I'm gonna say if you're fishing somebody, if you're fishing for kills, we're gonna go 614 points. So that's a powerful fish. Wildcard factors. TF2 is a cute art game. I like the art style of it. I haven't really played it. So we're going to say that's like 150 points. That fish, I like the fish's facial expression. That's another 200 points. I like that I got to say peeling back the fish foreskin as a sentence. That's like 4,000 points. So yeah, we're going to say overall 7,345 points. Demo night moment. Because of the bots. Oh, that game definitely seems like it would have bots. Alright, so this is a weapon near and dear to my heart in childhood. I used to think Wolfwood was the biggest dick bandit as a child. And it's probably because of my adoration of Wolfwood when I watched Trigun as a kid that I've been drawn to be so attracted to large women. Because Wolfwood just fucking plows out Stun Gun Millie, who's like fucking like 6.5 feet tall of just raw sexual action. So good on Wolfwood for that. He got her pregnant too, so you know his semen is powerful. So this is from Trigun. It's an anime from, I think, the 90s. I don't know if it's the 90s or early 2000s. And so it was a very classic anime, very near and dear to my heart. A man's about to go on a crusade of a lifetime. So as a point of background for this weapon, Trigun is set in a post-apocalyptic future where, yeah, it's from Trigun, obviously. It's fucking Wolfwood. He had a big machine gun in his cross. There was this order of priests, which were basically like assassin, murder people of the big bad guy in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. And they all had these big-ass crosses that turned into things. And so his was full of pistols, like each of the arms of the cross was full of pistols. And then the main thing in the cross was a giant-ass fucking machine gun. I think literally this scene is when he's fighting his mentor near the end of the series. So Trigun is a very classic anime, very good. So I used to love this thing and thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm giving this 9,000 points of cool for being something I idolized as a child. For power, I'd say this is about a 730. Very versatile. Because it has both the pistols and the machine gun. Oh, and I totally forgot. The head of the cross, if you turn it around, is a rocket launcher. So it's just further badassery. Yeah, Trigun had Vash the Stampede. What was it? The 60 million double dollar man? I haven't watched Trigun since I was a child. It's probably been 20 years since I've seen Trigun. I used to watch that, Hellsing, and Cowboy Bebop, and Rurouni Kenshin when I was a kid. Those are like all my 90s animes. Yo, dog, I heard you guns and the Lord. Yeah, Wolfwood also traveled around with a small church, like that was literally the size of your head, and it was his portable confessional, and he would slap it on your head. But yeah, so watch Trigun. That's the real takeaway. Nostalgia from wildcard points is over 9,000. I have no idea what this is from. But it's apparently another living weapon thing. So we're gonna say a giant spiky wheel on back thing. What would I rate this as? Giant spiky wheel on back thing. I don't know. That's pretty fucking silly. Yeah, it was a portable church. Black Skull, you just gotta watch Trigun. Your homework assignment, chat, if you haven't watched it already, is go watch Trigun and report back to me your findings. I want to see a Kame na Kill. It's on my Netflix. I just haven't bothered to get around to watching it yet. A halo to suppress Obsidia's spine halo. He's similar to Enkidu. Interesting. Also, God, I gotta go talk about Trigun some more. Do you want to talk about Trigun, Mac? I've been dying to talk about Trigun all day. I used to be so into anime music videos as a kid. They're really an art that is truly lost from the 90s and early 2000s. From the early 2000s. I watched so many anime music videos, and Trigun was like half of them. There was a great Trigun Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. There was a great Trigun Cowboy Baby by Kid Rock. there was a good, there's just, Trigun is amazing, for anime music videos. Hello, not your boss. Welcome, welcome. Hi, boss. Well, I'm glad you're not my boss, so you can call me boss. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you. So, back to this silly, thing that's trying to compare with my mighty spine halo. It's called Nerdcore now? Wow, how the world has changed. Good to know, good to know. So this thing, silliness, 8,000 points. Like, what is even going on in this picture? This thing is huge, it's ridiculous. It's got like a weird, like, you know, Marilyn Monroe effect sprouting off of it. I'm giving it 8,000 points of silliness. For power level, I don't know, this seems pretty powerful. If we're comparable with Enkidu, I'm going to say 3,023 is the overall power level of this. Probably can wreck some hero's world. If we have time at the end of this weapons review, we might go watch some anime music videos, and I'll take the DMCA. Power level, edge. We're edging here. Nobody edges her chat quite like Obsidia. So for what's it called? For wildcard factors, I'm gonna say choice of a halo, very good. 1,000 points right there. I don't like his color palette. That's gonna be negative 100 points. His Marilyn Monroe effect is pretty silly. I don't know, that's like negative 50 points. And then, I don't know. I'm gonna probably give him another 20 points for being spiky. So there you go. Oh, and fucking Angel, Angel by Rammstein was another fucking Trigun AMV as a kid. Here we go. We got Enkidu. Enkidu, otherwise known as Best Boy weapon. Most breedable twink weapon. Confirmed in history. If you've never seen NSFW art of Enkidu and Gilgamesh being shipped together, you're wrong. You're very wrong. It is so good. They are so hot together. I love the Gilgamesh Enkidu ship. Like, they are historically the first heroes, powerfully gay, and he is incredibly twinky femboy weapon. What is there not to love? He also can shoot out chains, so it comes with his own bondage. You know, that's very appealing. So I'm gonna say easily on silliness, low silliness factor here. He's gonna be over 9,000 cool points because I love Enkidu. For power level, also going to be 8,000. Very, very powerful. Weapon of the gods. Designed to kill Gilgamesh, who ended up falling in love with Gilgamesh / becoming his friend. What is fated? All I know is Thomas Edison is a furry, and that's it. Oh, Black Skull, you sweet summer child. Yes, Enkidu is actually a weapon forged by the gods themselves to kill Gilgamesh, and instead he became BFFs. And they used to travel around as adventurers together. So, for wildcard factors, he's going to get an 8,000 bonus points for being incredibly breedable and gay. Get another 7,000 points for being a part of a very cute gay ship. And I'm going to take away 100 points, though, because his character design is pretty lame, considering he's just wearing a robe. Not really much style to it, so he's only going to get 13,000 points out of that, out of those wildcard factors. Yeah, it was to make Gilgamesh obey the gods. Alright, Kano has submitted a literal pair of scissors. So we've got a literal pair of scissors here. I'm gonna give this just for Kano. Kano gets over 9,000 silly points for submitting this, what appears to be a panda face scissor set. It's from Akame ga Kill. Interesting. So, Kano gets over 9,000 silliness. I don't know. It can cut through everything. A literal pair of scissors that can cut through everything. Okay, I'll go with that. I don't know. I'll give that 500 points for powerful scissors. It's limited by the fact of the range of a pair of scissors. So if you're trying to cut anything bigger than like, I don't know, a 90-degree angle, you're kind of out of luck. So wild card factors. I like that it has a panda face, 100 points. I like that it is a literal pair of scissors. That's going to be like 400 points. And I like the color meshing with the background. That's going to be 614 points. So there you go. That's the pair of scissors. This appears to be a railgun, probably used by a teenage girl. These are big. Anything? It's that scissors are deadly weapons. Oh, they're actually large scissors. I stand by my points. So what do we have here? I don't know. I think it's like a railgun, maybe. Probably used by a teenage girl. It's a high degree of silliness. I'm gonna say 4,023 points of silly. I don't know why there's like a handle on the top of it if you're holding it from the base. The stronger the enemy is, the stronger the weapon is. Ah, good to know. I'm gonna give that for power level. So it's got a ranging power level, so I'm gonna give it a range of somewhere between 1 and over 9,000. There you go. I don't think that's a magazine. I think it's a handle. Squirrel Girl from Marvel Comics, but a gun. Her wildcard factors, I don't know, the girl holding it's probably a cute character. I'm gonna give that like 150 points. The gun itself is kind of dumb looking. I'm gonna do negative 50 points for that. But since it does have a twirly bit in the middle where there's that circle, I'm gonna give it another 200 points. So I don't know, maybe like 433 points of wildcard factor. Maybe the girl holding it's actually the magazine. What even is this from? Is this one of the stupid things from Metal Gear Rising? This looks like a Metal Gear Rising weapon. Of course she's a tsundere. They're all fucking tsunderes. Here, I'm gonna take this as a brief moment to do my... Oh, it's from Attack on Titan. That's also outlandish. So I'm gonna do a brief moment about why I hate tsunderes. So first of all, I hate tsunderes. Secondly, I hate the fact that in any harem anime... first of all, can we get a shout out for Yellow Jacket Karaguchi? Amazing fighting games VTuber. Be sure to check him out. He's a good bean. Very cute. Has a very cute model. I hate that in any harem anime, the tsundere is the first. They're always the fucking first. The first girl that the protagonist meets. And they're always the girl he winds up with. It's ridiculous. Like, don't make a harem anime and just always make it the tsundere. Tsunderes are awful. Let him fucking wind up with the kudere. Let him wind up, I don't know, with a himadere. I hate it so much. The only time where they didn't wind up with the tsundere was literally in one of the side series of Tenchi Muyo, where he wound up with, what's her name? Fucking Ryoko. The space pirate cat girl android thing. So it's so fucking annoying to me. That first girl is always a tsundere and it's always the one the main character winds up with. Urgh, I hate it. Yeah, childhood friend always loses. You're totally fucked if you're a childhood friend. Like I'm dating a kudere, so like I've got a soft spot for them. But just fucking tsunderes are the worst. Just the worst. Although now that I think about it, technically the exception is also High School DxD, because in that he both winds up with all of the Deres, but the first girl isn't actually a tsundere because she wants to rail the shit out of him. Because like Rias Grimmery, first of all, a great mom at like the age of 17. Rias is always like best girl for a harem because she's legitimately like a great person who's like really nice, and she also wants to bang the shit out of Issei, even though Issei is kind of trash. So there you go. Sorry, I had to do my rant about tsunderes. I just hate tsunderes. So this is Attack on Titan maneuver backpack grappling swords. They look ridiculous. The first girl and the fuck up childhood friend don't win. Actually, the normal girl with the guy. I don't believe you, Michael. I think that's a lie. So let me think here. This is gonna be high up on silliness. I'm gonna say probably 423 points of silly. Because it's... Nah, fuck it. It's gonna be like 700 points of silly. Why are they like chainsaw, like pistol swords? Do your laundry. It has alternate manga chapters for every girl ending. Nice. They have rocket launchers into these later. Fucking... I have never watched Attack on Titan. It's not my kind of anime. But it seems ridiculous. And then for power, I don't know, it could kill Titans. That's probably pretty powerful. I'm going to give that like another 746 points. And then for wildcard factors, you know, multiple utilities, that gives it like an extra 200 points. And I don't know, I like that they've got like fucking like pistol grips. So we're going to say 250 points there. Herbert MC South. Okay. We're now gonna put on my High School DxD apologist hat. So Issei is trash. That is an objective fact about High School DxD. However, Issei is actually like, out of all the harem protagonists in the world, Issei is actually a character. He's not just a blank, black-haired anime dude that the audience can project onto. Like, Issei has motivations, he's a pervert, he, like, has character development over the course of the series. Like, Issei is actually a character. And when he does good things, you understand why the other characters like him. But, like, Issei is garbage, but I think he gets more shit than he deserves. His motivation's boobs. So, I don't know. I don't hate Issei. His friend... Also, the fucking English dub of High School DxD is worth watching because it's absolutely insane. Just, like, the amount of slang that they put in that's, like, totally ridiculous is amazing. Like, there's a scene in, like, the first episode where Issei is going to watch, porn with his two best friends, because obviously you and your two nerdiest virgin best friends like to sit in a room watching porn together, watching each other get erect. Obviously. So I will say that there's a great line in the English dub where his friend is like, now let's go watch some DVD porn. And I just thought that was so hilarious. So there we go. That is the Attack on Titan weapon. Oh, God. This is easy peasy right here. This game is rigged from the start, frankly. This weapon is Blood Claret. Blood Claret from Fate. This is the sword of Mordred. And if anybody has been to my streams before where I talk about Fate, you know there are two facts in this world. One, Astolfo is breedable and I would do it in a heartbeat. 2, Mordred is best knight and my favorite Fate character. So, this sword, already 9,000 points of cool factor. Mordred is awesome. Mordred's sword is also awesome. Anything related to Mordred is good. Secondly, power level. It is in fact very powerful. Mordred can, normal Phantasm, like, unleashes this giant red lightning energy blast from the sword, which can, like, basically destroy everything around it. And Master Fail is a fucking liar. That's the third thing. Oh my god, Michael, why do you do this to me? Alright, Chris, thank you for coming by. Have a good stream. Make me say something. I love Artoria. Artoria is related to Mordred, so Artoria is good. No! Artoria is the reason why Mordred is my beautiful damaged boy. Fuck Artoria. Artoria ruined a perfectly good lad. So, I love Mordred. Their Noble Phantasm is awesome. Over 9,000 power level here. And then for wildcard factors, Mordred is best knight. Mordred is my favorite character. Also over 9,000 bonus points. Oh, I have to say 3, I love Artoria. Okay. And 3, I love Artoria. There you go, Michael. Here we go. This was the second chainsaw I was telling you guys about at the start. I don't remember the name of the anime. It's like, I think it's like Zombie Chainsaw is like the name of the anime. But the fucking premise of it is so ridiculous. I watched like the first like 2 or 3 episodes. Koraha Zami Desuka. Yes, that was it. So, in the first episode, like the main character dies and comes back as a zombie, and then also is a magical girl with a chainsaw. And so he has to go through his like magical girl transformation. And he runs around with a fucking chainsaw. And he wears this like cat girl, magical girl outfit, which is absolutely ridiculous. I need to rewatch it. It has been, I never finished it and it was so ridiculous. So here we go. That is, anime is fucking weird, man. Yep. So this gets over 9,000 points of silliness. It is just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. If you want secondary homework, this is extra credit homework, as opposed to watching Trigun, which is mandatory homework. Extra credit is if you go watch Kora Zombie Desuka, just for report back to me its silliness. Power level, he kills a lot of motherfuckers using that chainsaw, so I'm gonna give him like 899 points of power level. Wildcard factors, I don't know, he looks cute. He's got up there in the breedability metrics. Or you know how I feel about men wearing cute outfits. It's a key to my pants and the grabbing thereof. And then I don't know. It was funny anime. Made me laugh. 10 out of 10. 10 stars. That's how many wildcard points it's getting. Is 10 stars. I got that hot pink John Deere chainsaw. This, I'm pretty sure this is from Metal Gear Rising, right? Hano? Isn't this your weapon in Metal Gear Rising? I don't know why it has a clip. I don't know why that's involved here. I'll look up Artoria Obsidia fanfic instead. If somebody writes an Artoria Obsidia fanfic, I'll read it on stream. Oh, it's Jetstream Sans. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, if somebody writes an Artoria Obsidia fanfic, I will do a dramatic reading on stream. So, here we go. It's a katana, a high-tech katana with a clip attached to it. That's pretty fucking silly in my opinion. The AR-15 receiver, yep. I'm gonna give it a 930 points for silliness. Power level, I know it fucked me up when I played. So I don't know. I'm going to give that probably, 6,666 points for power level. I can't wait to beat up Jetstream Sam probably next week. And then for extraneous or wildcard factors, shoot out the sword for some crazy anime Bushido quick draw shit. Boost. I'm gonna say extraneous or wildcard. Jetstream Sam does have great thighs. That's probably like 3,000 points right there. I do love a good pair of thighs. He's got that goofy ass fucking smile. That's like 500 points. And I look forward to killing him. So I don't know, give him another 1,200 points for that. There you go. 433,000 points of wildcard factor points. Yeah. Obviously, everything cuts through everything. That's like Anime 101. Is like everything cuts through everything. Isn't this weapon Nobu, like Summer Nobu's weapon, Kano? The giant pizza wheel guitar? Yes, Berserker Nobu's guitar. Alright, so Berserker Nobu's guitar. This is very silly. Definitely high silly points here. Nobu is just silly, period. So, I don't know, that's probably going to be about 1,500 points of silliness. The power level, Berserker does get advantage on everything. It could probably cut through a pizza like nobody's business, and also play some sweet jams. Nobu is Nobu. Yes, it has sound bars. It is a guitar. And so I don't know. I'm gonna give it probably 4,265 points of power level. Very much cut through stuff. Easily slain pizzas. Oh no, my model froze. Hey up. My stream freeze? Nutty? There we go. God, I don't know why I just sputtered out. So, and then for wildcard factors, I like Nobu. That's like 1,000 points. Nobu's cute in a swimsuit. That's another 1,000 points. And a pizza cutter that you can play music on. Who could ask for any more? Anything more? That's another 5,000 points. I don't remember what these weapons are from. I know they're from Fate. I don't remember I think that's Lancelot's. That's like Fairy Lancelot's sword. I don't know who uses the stick. I don't know who uses that stick. Oh, it's Lancelot Berserker and Fairy Lancelot. There we go. Thank you. Once I knew that they were together. It can shred tunes as easily as people. Alright, silliness. These are going to rank low on the silliness spectrum. This is going to be like I'm going to say like a 5 on silliness. Beer Zerker. It's a 5 on silliness because one of them is literally like Edgelord stick, and the other one is a Lolly's like hand sword. So low on the silliness. Power level, they're both 4-star servants. I'm going to give Lancelot's stick probably 2,000 points of power level. Lancelot's sword, I don't know, probably... that's adult Lancelot's sword. Oops. Well, whatever. I stand by my statement. I'm going to give it another like 3,000 points. Wildcard factors. I don't know, Lancelot kind of sucks. I don't like Lancelot. I do have him as a Berserker and as a Saber. I don't have him as a Lolly yet. I don't know, Lancelot's kind of lame. I'm going to take away 100 points for that. But Berserker Lancelot is pretty cool, so I'm going to say 1,000 points for that. Also, he uses a minigun and rides an F-16. So I'm going to give him another, I'm going to give him another 43,000 points. I don't know who uses this axe. There isn't any magic weapons from deity like the hand or eye of Vecna. His screams for someone's glory, yeah. Berserker Lancelot is good. I do like Berserker Lancelot. I don't like actual Lancelot. I don't like deadbeat dad Lancelot. Yeah, I don't know who uses this axe, but it is ridiculous. I like, for silliness, this is going to be, I'm going to say 3,456 points of silliness. This is pretty fucking silly. I don't know how that axe works at all. For power level, it looks like it cut through some major business. Oh, Berserker Sakata Kintoki. I don't know who that is. Like, historically, I don't know who that is. Obviously somebody Japanese, but that narrows it down in a Fate game. Oh, Raiko. God, if Raiko was a picture here, God, I love Raiko. I've read so many Raiko doujins. Oh, she just does something special for me. The fact that she's like super slutty, thick mom who's like, you know, come to mommy, you know, as she basically does all manner of lewd things to you. And she's like, you know, come for mommy. It's like, oh God, it is so hot. Raiko, number one doujin mom. You'll never change my mind. I love Raiko. I need to get her actually in Fate Go so I can have more waifus. Oh, her Ara Ara vibes. She is peak Ara Ara vibes. Oh God, just thinking about Raiko. Well, I know what I'm doing after the stream. So, Berserker, big sword. I don't know, Berserker, also very powerful. Type advantage against everything. Saying is, I need to get into Fate. Black Skull, I'm gonna at you some fucking Raiko pictures. Not obviously porn pictures, but I'm gonna at you, and she is... Oh God, she is literally designed to be just like orgasm-inducing the person. So I'm gonna give this like 6,000 points of type advantage. Wild card, I don't know who the Berserker who uses it is, so that's gonna be negative 100 points. But it's in Raiko's Noble Phantasm, so that's like 500 points. And I like the color palette. That's gonna be another 600 points. So there you go. I like this is like a fucking, like, plastic cutout of Saber Alter's Excalibur. I don't remember what the Saber Alter Excalibur is called. But regardless, this is used by Artoria. Balloon. Oh, it's a balloon! It's Artoria using a balloon sword. It's very silly balloon sword. I'm gonna give that like 600 points. Excalibur Morgan, that was what it was called. And then for power level, I don't know, she's only a 4-star. And it's a balloon of a 4-star. I'm gonna say like 30 points of power level. Which, if you go off of my previous metrics, is actually more powerful than a Gundam laser sword. Hello, Ethereal Koala. Welcome. And then for Artoria Rider's 5-star. Okay, it's a 5-star. Whatever. I'll give her 35 points, Kano. And then for what's it called? For I can't remember the wildcard factors. Wild card, I'm gonna say Artoria sucks, negative 9,000 points. Next. Okay, here we have a weapon that is so fucking ridiculous. So this is Moriarty, Professor Moriarty's like chained rocket launcher butterfly case. Yeah, it's a coffin, rocket launcher, butterfly thing. So silliness, this is like 8,000 points of silliness. It can shoot bullets, rockets, and lasers. That is 100% correct. Maybe, like, once we do this, I'm gonna... Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go look this up right now. Oh, YouTube. We're gonna watch some ridiculous Fate shit for a second. Moriarty. Fate. Skill upgrade. Seeing if he fires. One moment. I have to see if he's gonna fire this weapon. Yep. Okay, so this does show him firing it all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is also in Fate. Yeah, Moriarty and Sherlock are both in Fate. I think we proved our point. Fate is the most extra of like fandoms. You know, we're gonna take a temporary. We're on our like last couple things, but I'm gonna say fuck it. We're gonna take a break because I need to show you. Also, fucking Odysseus has a Trojan horse mecha. It's absolutely outlandish. All right. It's not what I want. Fucking Trojan horse. Oh yeah, there's so much I gotta talk about with fucking Odysseus. Sure. Yeah. Shoot. I hate to see it. I'm trying to get this to work right. Yeah, well, we're going to temporarily turn a screen capture into this. I'm too lazy to figure it out. Okay, let's make it capture properly. Damn it, game. Shoot, I can't play it. I'm trying to create the link. Hell is Fate. Why is no one... Black Skull, you've been in my server for months. How have you never gone to the Vistalfo channel? It's literally all Fate bullshit there. Okay, I guess I gotta switch it to this. I'm gonna try something, guys. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. There we go. Trojan horse Megazord, goddamn right. Okay. Sorry about that temporary distraction. So what do we have here? We have Moriarty's coffin. Long story short, we have Moriarty's coffin. So Moriarty's coffin, we've got the fact that it is very silly, as we watched. That's going to be at least 7,300 points of silliness. It also, in power level, you saw what it can do. It's basically Wolfwood. Now that I think about it, it's basically Wolfwood's cross, but a coffin. So, I don't know, whatever I gave Wolfwood for it. Maybe like 6,000 points? I don't know Wolfwood. Whatever I gave Wolfwood is also applicable for Moriarty. Wildcard factors is that Moriarty do be fly. So we're going to give him at least 600 points of being fly as hell. And then I like his color palette a lot. That's another 1,500 points. There you go. There's Moriarty. Kato, which Emiya uses these? All right, Ryan, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I don't remember who uses these two swords. They look... Anshu and Bakoya over it. I have no idea what the fuck that means. The Archer. Oh, that is actual Emiya? Okay, the normal one. Gotcha. I'm just not used to there being little spiky bits on it. Alright, well, I hate Emiya, so that makes this nice and easy. For silliness, I don't know, the fact that these are laser-constructed swords with random spikes at the edge, I don't know, I'm gonna give them like a 12 in silliness. I don't know, fuck it, I'll give him 20 on silliness. Power level, 0. I don't know, he's lame. Fuck it, I'll give him a 5, because I hate Emiya. And then, for... because I fucking hate Emiya. I hate Shiro Emiya. I think he's an awful character. And Archer vicariously gets my hatred of Shiro. Because fuck Shiro. And I just think he's the most awful, annoying character. And then, I don't know, for Spikes like Feathers, Burb Sword. Master Burb Sword confirmed. Of course you do, Kano. Of course you do. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll give him like a negative 100 points because I don't like Shiro. 22. Oh my god, this is the easiest one ever. I love Nero. She's best girl. So this is Nero's sword from Fate. Nero Claudius, the famous crazy emperor. Estus. So Nero's easily, she's best girl. She's literally above my computer right now because I love her so much like Mordred. So on silliness, this sword is fucking goofy, but not like wildly goofy. So I'm gonna go back to some of the older goofies. So I don't know, maybe like a 300 on the goofy spectrum. For power level, very powerful. So that's gonna be, she cuts through all manners of servants with her noble phantasm using it. So, I don't know, we'll probably go with like 5,473 points for power level. And, what else do I got here? The wild card factors. I love Nero. She always will get over 9,000 points. She's the best bean. Trans writes Nero. I have my whole headcanon about Fate Final Encore being a transition story about somebody going and embracing the fact that they have transitioned to male, and Nero is hyper supportive of trans rights. So Nero gets over 9,000 points and is also awarded Best Bean. And with that, we have completed our presentation. 2 hours and 40 minutes later, I have worked my way through the whole presentation. Oh boy. Whew. So what'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of the weapon review? Yes, Kano submitted like over 22 weapons, so I had to cut Kano off at a certain point because I wanted to make sure we could get through them all, and I wanted to leave the opportunity that other people could submit. I think I might be in Fate's fan now, not gonna lie. Oh my god. So now we could just talk about Fate. You want to talk about Fate? I would die to talk about Fate all day. We're gonna jump over to a different part of the throne room. There we go. Alright everybody, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We're gonna talk about Fate now. The wonderful thing about Fate is that Fate is a wonderful thing. Alright, so the easiest synopsis of what is Fate is Fate is pretty funny to get into until you get sucked into the gotcha hell. Is that, like, Fate is basically, all Fate series have the premise that there are mages who can summon heroic spirits, which are people and monsters and gods and stuff from history, who basically get stored in a big, I don't know, in a big like thing called the Throne of Heroes beyond time and space, and they engage in these things to try and get the Holy Grail, which is an item which has miscellaneous MacGuffin powers depending on which Fate series you're watching. And so generally the servants derive their power from a particular aspect of them, and many servants have different aspects. Like Tepish is both a vampire berserker version, but there's also a lancer version because Dracula is his berserker form, while Vlad the third normally is his lancer form, which is the actual historical impaler dude in Romania. So some of these people get divided like that, based on their personalities. And so like if you're like a very complicated person, you might have multiple forms. And so mages summon these spirits to fight each other to the death to basically get the Holy Grail. So that's Fate in a nutshell. So there's like almost all people have prior to the end of World War I basically have been made Fate servants throughout history. So, you know, if you think of somebody historical, there's probably a Fate servant of them already. It's a Sith Lord from space. Which one is that? Because I know Mysterious Heroine X is basically Space Cop Artoria. Oh, Mysterious Heroine X Alter would be the Space Sith Artoria. But yeah, if you want a crash course in like basic Fate stuff, just post in my Discord. Yes, Blackbeard is a lolicon and an otaku. He looks like a total doofus, and he acts like a doofus. Yeah, Blackbeard is a total meme. Sir Francis Drake has enormous boobs and is super hot. And, you know, Fate gets a lot of shit about the fact that they make so many historical dudes into waifus. But I will credit Fate in the sense of most of history was written by dudes about dudes. And so most of the people we focus on are dudes. So Fate kind of evens the gender balance a bit by making those dudes into girls. Like, Nero Claudius is a girl. Very much a dude in real life. Well, I wouldn't call Blackbeard the biggest badass of all pirates. He was also a pretty huge scumbag, and also had syphilis. And had to get mercury inserted into his urethra to treat his syphilis. Yep, everything I learned about history I learned from Fate. And my history degree. But yeah, so that's Fate in a nutshell. But yeah, I want to say... I'm going to turn off Seahorse now. I want to say thank you all for coming out to the stream. I hope you enjoyed my first ever weapons reviews. I know that it was ridiculous, but I said it was going to be ridiculous from the start. A Mercury sounding was common back then. Hello, Fuzzball. But yeah, so I hope you had fun. I had fun going through this. We made it through over 45 weapons from 14 different people. And I really appreciate everybody who submitted weapons and everybody who watched. I know this is not my usual thing, but I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Just kind of out of the random. All right, so with all that being said, I want you all to know that you're all beautiful, amazing, valid people. I'm so happy you decided to join me tonight, and I'm so happy that I get to have you guys. Nani? One second. Alistair is doing something in D&D. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Oh, it's Minecraft. Oh, with Artalia. But yeah, and so I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed this nearly as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. You guys are all amazing, and it's so much fun that I get to be able to spend my nights with you. My nights, no less. Ha 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 ha! If you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch. Give me a subscribe over on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter. You can join our Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of our incredible community. I'm glad I could watch a stream this time around. Well, I'm happy to have you here, Zenobia. Alright, we have some gremlin noises for the road. Alright, let's find ourselves a raid target for tonight. Raided them, I've raided them. I don't think I've raided her recently. You know, fuck it. We're going to raid the Snark Exchange. I think it's been a long time since I've raided them. So we are going to raid the NY Snark Exchange. They're currently playing Pokemon Fire Red. So if you are a follower, please copy down the Call to Hugs message. And if you are a sub, please copy down the Knights message. Nutty? Where's my Knights message? There we go. And let's go send the Snark Exchange a whole lot of love, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and thank you for sharing it with me. Never forget, the world is better having you in it. Bye!